Welcome to the latest episode of Drill Weekend Update. I'm Tech Sergeant Buchanan, here to give you all the news you didn't know you needed. This month we're on location at the 290th Joint Communications Support Squadron.
Convoy Training was learning how to initiate vehicles and how to properly manage Humvees, things of that nature, while driving during things like hurricanes and national disasters. It's very important for the 290th because we are one of the first line of defenses when it comes to national disasters. So our entire unit needs to be fully aware of how to drive and to be a passenger in a Humvee or any other vehicle in case we are allotted to go out and help the community.
As a communications squadron, we need to be able to provide communications for anyone in this area. In case there's a hurricane, they really might need our support. And we have to be able to move all of our equipment here at the base ourselves, so we need to be able to load up and move out as soon as humanly possible so we can provide assistance.
In order to help all of our airmen who haven't yet deployed, we're hitting the streets to ask the experts their best tips to make your first deployment a success. This is July UTA. Prepare to be updated.
Embrace the uniqueness of what you're about to do. You don't know what you're about to do. Typically, we like to plan the event and say, hey, this is exactly what's going to happen, but guess what? Without you having done that, it's a new experience, so embrace it, okay? Each of those scenarios, the travel, the waits at the airport, the delays as to where you're going to ultimately end up being, the delay to get your room, the delay to where chow is. It's all of the experience that goes with deploying. So it's pretty important that you understand that mentally going in, and then you're going to be accepting of the fact that until you establish your routines, you're going to kind of be out of the mix.
To make time something that was my friend, instead of, 3 more months, 2 more months, and something that I dreaded, to set goals and say, by this time next month, I want to accomplish this. And then you look at the calendar and go, oh man, time is flying by. I need to get this done. And next thing you know, your time's up. So each trip has taught me how to manage my time that way.
You should remind yourself that you're like a family. So that, like family members, whether you love them or hate them, you have to love them. And you're there together. And so you should look out for one another. So I would say it's just like a family and stick together.
Be patient. Biggest part of what I said earlier about embracing the uniqueness, I wasn't ready to embrace the uniqueness. I thought it was going to be a canned environment. I thought that at every step of the way, there'd be somebody there to say, all right, airmen, this is what you need to do, and this is where you need to go, and this is how you're going to integrate. It's on you. You have to have that quality to be able to adapt to that environment because you don't know what you're walking into.
The Yellow Ribbon program is, to me, a outstanding program because it not only gives you that downtime after you get home from deployment, it gives you the proper tools how to decompress when you get home, not only for you but for your family.
Sergeant Buchanan here, ready to give you your fitness tip of the month. Now, we all know running's everybody's least favorite part of the fitness test, but it doesn't mean you can skip it. So here's a couple of tips to make sure you're using proper form so you can get the most out of your 1.5 miles. First of all, when you're running, move your arms a little more. No little shuffles like this. You want to be stretching those arms out because it's going to make your legs move farther. Second of all, when you're running, don't land on your heels. Landing on your heels is going to slow you down. You kind of want to imagine that you're running on a large piece of glass. Land on your toes a little bit and try to keep your steps soft. Here, let me show you how it's done. See how good my posture is? Keep that back upright. My arms are swinging all the way forward and all the way back so my feet follow. And then keeping those steps light and make sure your feet hit the ground nice and light. Don't forget to breathe. Whew. Oh. That was a good run. Now, when you're finished running for your PT test, always remember to do a couple things. Don't sit down, stay on your feet, make sure you hydrate, and always be sure to reward yourself for a job well done. Very important. You can't skip this step. And that's all for this month's episode of Drill Weekend Update on location at the 290th. I'm Tech Sergeant Buchanan. See you next month.